My name is Liyana and I've been poling for about 5 years now, and I've been teaching for 3 years. I started off just doing tech on a Saturday morning and I really loved dancing, and so I started off in poleography, and it is the funnest class to do, the funnest class to teach, and that has been one of my favorite classes, but I also love my tech. So a combination between the two. So poleography is a dance heavy class. There are a little bit of tricks here and there, but mainly dance tricks. So quite different to tech and quite different to the level dance classes, because every 3 weeks it's been now, we do a new routine and we work on that sort of minute. It used to be 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and now the girls can reach 2.5 minutes because they can eat up so much choreo. They've been so good at taking that on. So the focus is dance to begin with. In terms of my poleography, what's that like? It's hard to say because we change the theme every single time. So my goal is for students to try all these different types of dance styles, a lot of different music styles. I think I like really cinematic, dramatic music styles that change a lot, because there's gorgeous songs, but I need a big beat, a big drop, and then it to be calm again, because I love playing with going slow and fluid and then going really poppy and hitting all the beats. So it's hard to say musically what I pick. We like to call it lyrical, so slutty lyrical, because we like to open up our legs and be like, but then be all soft. Then we have kind of like a twerk manic phase where it's just going crazy, bit of Skrillex kind of vibe, going really fast. And then other times we like to be slow and sensual. Some girls ask me, the really hard stuff you learn, can you bring that down to more open levels, and putting in 1 or 2 hard tricks and learning to flow that. So with poleography, there's no set styles such as sexy pole, rock and pole, which is really great because it has a musical style. You'll get every music range. What's more consistent, I guess, is me and my flavor. People say I have like a pop flavor, a beaty flavor, but also the girls and guys, they're the same people that are there all the time, and they're such a good group of friends. It's really inclusive. We all kind of hang out. We all have performance time, the 15 minutes at the end where we get our phones up, everyone's recording. And I think that's the funnest part, because we're kind of all learning and laughing. And we spend 3 weeks on a routine, so we do have time to make it quite nice, perfect all the weird transitions, and then we get to all do it together, which is really fun. So poleography, I think, is really important, because what I did initially is I was like, I love tricks. Actually, no, I'm gonna wind it back. I was like, I am a gymnast, I only do pole for fitness, and I only do contemporary, and I'm above all this, which is complete garbage. Now I'm like half naked and love dancing, and everyone goes through that journey. But you might start off like this, where you're like doing it for fitness because you come from gym, which is so normal. But it's one thing to be able to do a pole trick, but it's another thing to flow that with dance, create flow and join the two together. And it's a complete separate arts, almost like achieving the crazy fitness things we can do with the dance we can do. So I think it's really important to be both a dancer, because pole dancing is called dancing. So it's really important to have that dance element in open level with a low commitment. You're not committing to a whole term, you're sort of committing to only 2 weeks or 3 weeks to start off, and then it does get addictive. I think another benefit besides working on flow and dance is also it kind of reignites your passion when you're a bit low in tech. And there's times I feel when I see people who do both poleography and tech, you might be stuck on something like a shoulder mount or an invert, or you just can't get through it. When you're sort of still working on conditioning and basics, you can do something completely new in dance and learn a whole different dance trick, learn a whole different routine. Absolutely love it. Get your heart rate up at the same time as doing it. And some people just do dance now because that's what they want to do. They want to work on their dance and flow. But I think it's so important to have both, so that you can progress through both avenues and get happiness from both, because the students that I've seen that have been doing poleography for so long, they do my choreo better than I do. Like they're so incredible at pointing the toes, flowing, looking gorgeous and sexy and hard style, So most of the time you can wear whatever you want. Towards the end, we like to do a little bit of pole tricks because I like to finish on a bang. So maybe you might need to show a little bit of thigh so you can grip on. But honestly, you can wear whatever. We're very big on dressing up. If you'll see like my page or the girls at Parramatta, they love it. On the third week, we pick a theme. We pick something we want to wear. So there's been nipple tassels and burlesque. When we do more of a lyrical one, we like to be like flowy pants. But the aim is for you to feel sexy, for you to feel cute. So wear whatever that is. In terms of the boring stuff, knee pads are always recommended because I have sensitive knees and it's more for sliding and it can be hard when you're landing on them. So you do want to start off with the knee pads. I carry a few spares because I have knobby knees, but yes, try and definitely start off with your knee pads and socks or shoes, just something on your feet, because when we're sliding and gliding, this is when we get a little bit of burn without it. So covering your feet with socks or shoes is perfect with the knee pads. Safety. My favorite thing about teaching poleography is definitely the vibe and the excitement that the students create. I'm very lucky that they're so excited and they're so chatty, a lot of banter that they throw around. So it's always exciting, and the videos, I get to see them afterwards and you can tell when people feel sexy. Like when I watch them in the corner of the eye, my favorite thing is when you can feel someone is feeling themselves and they're like got their face on and I'm like, yes, they're doing it. So that's like a little win for me when someone feels really hot and sexy. And I've had people say they've gotten addicted to it because it just is something they look forward to. It's something so fun. And I think boutique fitness is where you should spend all your money because it's so good for just your mind and your body. And nothing's freer than just dancing and having fun. So yeah, it's really good to see that as a teacher. And also I'm just laughing the whole class. So I'm like, I can't believe I get to just teach this for a living. What I recommend is maybe doing a few beginner classes just to know what the pole feels like, stepping around, having a go, and coming in the beginning of the term, most ideally first week, because then you can start slow. And by the end, when people have been there, it's a bit faster if you've never touched a pole before. So just doing a few of the beginner classes, the 10-week term is super helpful. If you have a dance background or any kind of background, you can jump straight in because you know how to pick up the choreography. I've had it a few times where a couple of students have come in on the third week, everyone knows the routine and they've never touched a pole. And they're like, oh my God, this is hard. Or someone who's just never even touched a pole. And you'd be amazed, like while you kind of feel like a little bit of a bumbling lamb when you first start off, how much you improve in 3 weeks. Even because the same pole moves come up again, they've just got a different style, different flavor, a different way to get around the pole, but it's the same pole move. And so sometimes you'll start off a bit like shaky and it might feel a little bit fast, but if you stick to it within a couple weeks, a few weeks, you'll see a massive change in yourself, especially if you're watching yourself in the mirror, how much you fit into the style. And once you've learned it, you can really enjoy and flow. So I would say, you know, start it after a few lessons. You might feel a little bit silly to begin with, but when you stick to it, it is so rewarding. And I think it's even better if you have that bigger learning curve because it just makes everything more satisfying when you get it. So it is a bit challenging, but I say just go for it after a few classes, or if a dance background, come straight in.